held the attention of scientists. At the same time, the nature is full of them. But the fractals, built with the help of complex numbers, are flat and static. Some attempts were undertaken to build four-dimensional fractals that had three space dimensions and one time dimension. Such dynamic fractals were built with the help of quaternions, but the result differs much from the regular fractals. No beauty or harmony. Something is lacking. Since the quaternions are not the only hypercomplex numbers, one can try to build fractals using quadra numbers. If this problem is solved, our sense of harmony will probably tell us if they are natural or not. And if the fractals built with the help of quadra numbers appear to be as beautiful and harmonious as the two-dimensional fractals built with the help of complex numbers, then this will be an indirect support of the idea to describe the world by Finsler geometry with Berwald-Moor metric built on the corresponding numbers. Surprisingly, my scientific activity has interlaced with the interest to Egypt. The last 10 years, the group of theoretical physicists and myself investigate Finsler geometry which is more general than that of the relativity theory. It turned out that the analog of the light cone, which is one of the main objects of this geometry, has the form of a pyramid. And not just a pyramid, but a pyramid coinciding with the Egyptian pyramids within several degrees. It seemed strange. Was it a chance or a regular dependence? That is why we went to Egypt either to reject this strange idea or to find support for it. It turned out that we could neither reject nor support it, and the question is still open. If we make a thorough measurement of the parameters of Egyptian pyramids and compare it to the parameters of the light cone in the four-dimensional Finsler space, we will find the slight difference. It constitutes several degrees. It may speak either of no connection between the pyramids and the geometry of this space, or of the properties of the geometry that we are unaware of. Thus, we need something more to investigate whether the pyramid constructors knew or knew not the geometry of Finsler spaces. Here we must pay attention to one of the details of the inner structure of the Great Pyramid. In the upper chamber, the so-called King's Chamber, there are two shafts going upwards at the angle of approximately 30 degrees to horizon. The cross dimension of these shafts is about 20 centimeters, and a similar pair of shafts goes up from the Queen's Chamber. To explain the purpose of these shafts, the historians appeal to the religious concepts of the ancient Egyptians, but the religious concepts can explain whatever we like. The other version is that they were used for ventilation, but initially these shafts were sealed from both ends and opened only during the excavations. Although now they are used just for ventilation, their initial purpose remains unknown. One may pay attention to the fact that in each pair of shafts the angle between them is the same, although the slopes of pairs are different. The value of this angle is about 100 degrees. Recall now the 14 specific points on the sky of the four-dimensional Finsler space resident. These points are not equivalent, and one can choose 4 points that, being connected with the observer in the middle, present a 4-beam hedgehog with the angle between the beams of about those 100 degrees. If we suppose that near the chambers of the Great Pyramid there are 2 more pairs of shafts going not upwards in the north-south plane, but going downwards in the east-west plane, then we will get the same 4-beam hedgehog as in Finsler space. That is why, if sometimes the archaeologists find these 2 additional pairs of shafts, this will prove that the constructors of the pyramids not only knew the geometry of Finsler spaces, but for some reason preferred it. What could be the benefits of the relativity theory? Nothing concrete. Several angular seconds passed by the Mercury's perihelion every century does not give anything for the flight to the Mars or for some practical needs of a man. At the same time, the relativity theory tells us how the universe is designed. The principles of this theory tell us how the galaxies develop, how the quasars form, what's going on at the border of the universe. These are the cosmological notions of the world. If we manage to show that in the basis of physics there is a more general Finsler geometry, connected by the way with the pyramids, it will mean that we have improved our knowledge of the world. And then the legends, according to which the pyramids contain the knowledge of the design of the universe, would have not a metaphorical, but a concrete meaning. However strange could seem the hypothesis that the pyramid builders knew that rather complicated Finsler geometry, it may become true since now we have a lot of evidence showing that the pyramids were built long before the first pharaohs. They were built by the civilization whose level and whose knowledge was much higher than those of our modern civilization. But this is the theme of another film.